Throughout history, humans have told stories of strange and powerful creatures. Some protect us, others terrify us. But what if many of these legends were actually inspired by real animals from the past? Let's explore 7 mythical creatures that might not be entirely made up. Number 1. The Yeti and Bigfoot. In the snowy mountains of the Himalayas, there are stories of the Yeti, a huge, hairy creature that walks like a man. Across the world in North America, there's a similar legend, Bigfoot. People describe these beings as tall, strong, and covered in hair. They've even claimed to see giant footprints in the snow or forest mud. One of the most famous discoveries happened in 1951 near Mount Everest, but experts later said the footprints were probably made by a bear. Still, there might be a bit of truth here. Around 3.7 million years ago, a creature called Australopithecus lived in Africa. It looked part human, part ape, and it walked on 2 legs. Scientists say this was one of our early ancestors. Could these ancient beings be the reason behind the stories of Bigfoot and the Yeti? Number 2. Unicorns. The unicorn is one of the most well-known mythical creatures, a white horse with a single horn on its head. It's been shown in stories, paintings, and even ancient seals from the Indus Valley civilization, found in what's now India and Pakistan. But here's the twist. A real animal once existed that could have inspired the unicorn legend. It was called Elasmotherium, a giant, hairy rhino with a massive horn on its forehead. It lived during the Ice Age, and its horn could grow longer than the height of a man. And since rhinos and horses both belong to the same animal group, perhaps ancient people saw these creatures and imagined the unicorn from there. Number 3. Dragons. Whether in Western tales of fire-breathing beasts or Chinese legends of wise sky serpents, dragons have always captured our imagination. But where did this idea come from? Many believe ancient people found dinosaur fossils, huge bones and strange skulls, and assumed they belonged to giant flying reptiles. And in a way, they weren't far off. The time of the dinosaurs was called Quetzalcoatlus. It had wings stretching over 30 feet wide and a sharp beak the size of 2 humans. It didn't breathe fire, but it would have looked terrifying flying overhead. Number 4. Dwarfs. In fairy tales, dwarfs are small human-like beings who live underground, craft weapons, or guard treasure. But they may not be complete fantasy. On an island in Indonesia, scientists discovered remains of a tiny early human called Homo floresiensis. This species stood just over 3 feet tall, about the height of a child, but lived and hunted like any human. They lived tens of thousands of years ago and might have survived long enough for humans to pass down stories of small, clever forest people. Could these real hobbits have inspired the myths of dwarfs? Number 5. Giant bovids. Large horned animals like bulls and bison are often shown in mythology as sacred or powerful, but were there real creatures that matched these giants? Yes. Meet the bison latifrons, the largest bovid that ever lived. It roamed North America during the Ice Age, stood taller than a car, and had horns so wide you could fit another vehicle between them. Even older than that, its ancestors, the steppe bison, survived in cold Siberian climates and are still discovered today in frozen ground. These were real beasts that looked like they came straight from a legend. Number 6. The Griffin. Half eagle, half lion. The griffin appears in stories from ancient Greece and Mesopotamia. But why did so many cultures imagine the same creature? Some believe griffins were inspired by fossils. In Central Asia, people may have found remains of a dinosaur called Protoceratops. It had a beaked face like a bird and a body like a 4-legged animal. To someone without science or paleontology, this could easily look like the bones of a griffin. Number 7. The Four-Tusked Elephant. Ancient stories from India and Southeast Asia often describe four-tusked elephants, massive creatures sometimes said to be the rides of gods. Interestingly, science has found fossils of elephants that fit this exact description. The Gomfather was a real animal that lived over 2 million years ago. It had 4 tusks. It was a relative of today's elephants, but looked far more unusual. So, were these just old stories or memories of real creatures long gone? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. Thanks for watching.